Good morning. Bust case. Remember everyone has said he's a human trafficker, I just bust my case. So it turns out that I was telling the truth all along. The highest court in Romania, the appeal court, has just ruled that the evidence collected against me is illegal.
It is party time in the Tate meat factory. Shit is getting loose up in the war room. Pour yourself a sparkling water and light a cigar. After a court hearing yesterday in Bucharest, Andrew Tate, Tristan and all their mates took to Twitter to declare that the case was dismissed and the whole thing was entirely and utterly bullshit. We have seen some embarrassing lies from Andrew Tate, but just making up that your human trafficking case has been dismissed must take the cake. In this video, I am going to cut to the chase and show you exactly how Tate and all of his buddies are lying to you, backing up what I say with receipts directly from the Bucharest court, showing exactly what the judge actually ruled. Once I've established this, then we can spend the rest of the video pointing and laughing at all of the tater-tots making absolute fools of themselves. This is the Bucharest Court of Appeal portal. It is public information. Anybody can look this up. This is the ruling from yesterday's hearing. It is what the judge actually said. I'm going to keep this on the screen as I go through this post from Crayon Murders, which breaks down everything that the judge ruled in a digestible way. Firstly, there was the situation with the confiscated assets, where the judge is asking them to be outlined in more detail. This is a nothing burger that we knew would happen. Two victims' statements that they have given to court have been excluded because they were taken too early. These two women will need to give their statements to the court again, but their statements to DCOT remain. Again, this is a nothing burger that we knew was coming. There is some information regarding one of the victims, which is to be added to the indictment and sent to Tate's legal team. This appears to be an easily fixable procedural error. Andrew and Tristan's statements to DCOT have been removed from the case file because at the time they were witnesses, but now that they are defendants, they have a right to remain silent, and their statements from when they were witnesses can't be used against them. Crayons sees this one as a small W for the Tates. The judge wants DCOT to adjust the description of the human trafficking offences against the Tate female accomplices, Georgiana Nagel and Luana Radu. That is it.
Illegal. The seizure of all the money they took is illegal. We need to remove all the WhatsApp conversations which were falsely translated. Illegal. The whole case is illegal. Every single thing in that fucking file was a lie.
But the judge has taken all the evidence, God bless her, and him, the two judges, and said all this evidence is bullshit and illegal and fake. Fix it. You got 5 days. DCOT, the heroes at DCOT, have 5 days to fill it with evidence that proves I'm a human trafficker when everything they worked on in 2.5 years was just thrown in the trash.
Let's have a look at the judge's ruling again. You just heard of all the evidence that is being removed and all the amendments that the judge is requesting of DCOT. Andrew is lying when he says that the WhatsApp messages are being removed, and these involve some of the most damning evidence in the case. An enormous majority of the evidence in the case comes from WhatsApp and text messages. None, I repeat, none of these are being removed. Again, this is what the judge actually said. You're welcome to have a look and find one part of this that proves me wrong. I encourage any Tate supporters to pause this video and find where it says that the case is being dismissed, all the evidence is being thrown out, WhatsApp messages are being thrown out, anything that these morons are saying. Now that it is established that we know what happened in court yesterday and what the judge actually said, let's take a closer look at what the clowns known as the Tate brothers were spewing to their fans. Have a look at this embarrassing garbage from Andrew. He told his fans, My case was dismissed today. The judge gave a long list of illegal evidence and demanded that they remove it from the case file. The list of irregularities was so long that there is now nothing left. It's over. What an absolute blithering idiot. Andrew kept telling everyone that he was free. Little brother Tristan got in on the act as well. He had a message to the haters, telling them that all evidence was deemed illegal and thrown out, and telling them to seethe and cry. The boys hosted an emergency meeting stream with the title, Case Dismissed. It featured over 20 minutes of footage of the boys dancing to celebrate this made-up news. I have another clip to show from that stream soon, but first, it's time to name and shame all of the clowns with large platforms who humiliated themselves by running propaganda for the idiot brothers, reporting the made-up news that the case had been dismissed. Let's start with one of the filthiest ones of all, Candace Owens.
And after me looking into the initial case that was brought against him regarding human sex trafficking in Romania, the person that was at the pinpoint of that case, the person who brought that case forward, was a remarkably deeply troubled girl who had a pattern of doing this to about 4 or 5 men, okay? A person that was in the porn industry, and I read her text messages. I looked at all of the evidence and I said, this case is not going to make it. And people were angry at me for that. I read her WhatsApp messages plotting this, saying that she just wanted to get a free trip to London in France and she was bored at Andrew Tate's house. How do I just discount that? This alleged victim that brought the entire case forward, that led to the doors being knocked down in his house. Do you want me to, oh, it's because you're friends? Okay, that doesn't matter. I would never take a position where I would defend a human sex trafficker if I read through the case and truly believed that he was sex trafficking this young woman.
This disgusting piece of filth took this opportunity to once again slander the victim that she's attacked in the past. Yes, Candace, you would support a human trafficker. You disgusting degenerate. Benny Johnson also volunteered himself to take part in the humiliation ritual.
They're still trying it with world leaders, but also with big-time influencers like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate went through these exact same Trump playbook in Romania. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Tate now is free, or very close to being free. We've always said on this channel, free Andrew Tate. We believe that what happened to Andrew Tate is exactly what happened. It's the same playbook used around the globe against freedom fighters.
There's a whole other host of fools who debased themselves to report Andrew Tate's propaganda lies. Of course, Tate's favourite puppet, Suleiman Ahmed, the forever emotional Myron Gaines, Jackson Hinkle, Ryan Dawson, Fruitcake Dr. Lupus, Omwamba, Ian Miles Chong, Will Pujols, what a flog, Mario Nafal, a prolific sex trafficker propagandist, and of course, the Tate's embarrassing buffoon of a lawyer, Joseph McBride. Every single one of these people can forever be disregarded and never taken seriously again. It's fair to speculate about whether, like Ryan Dawson, they are on Tate's payroll, or if Tate has something on them because they have used his services. You might be wondering, why would Tate tell such ridiculous lies? Well, you see, the top G can never look past the amount of money that he can scam in any immediate moment. In the Telegram group for Daddycoin, in the lead up to yesterday's court hearing, you could see Andrew heavily pumping Daddy. YouTube, don't demonetize this video, it's not how it sounds. Andrew was saying that he had insider info about his own court case, that it was going to be very good, the Daddy World Tour was coming, and to load your bags now. In the emergency meeting where the Tates were declaring that their case was dismissed, we could also see Tate hyping up the Daddy World Tour.
If you're like, oh, it's gone down a little bit. If you don't believe in our freedom,
Then you could suck a man's ass.
if you don't believe in us, flying around the world at the world's largest events, doing the biggest media interviews in history, if you don't believe in us, then fuck off. If you do believe, then you should already know what coins to have. Because the Tate train hasn't even left the motherfucking station. We are going to have the most beautiful and epic rebound from this Matrix attack that the world has ever seen. We're going to be everywhere. We're going to be in Miami at the UFC one night. Next night we're going to be in motherfucking Japan.
Bare knuckle FC Marbella. I'll be around.
We're going to be everywhere. You're like, why is he there? We're going to be in slick suits, walking into arenas, chanting our names, with our coins being pumped to the fucking moon. But our primary objective, once we are free, will be a video. You will see a video of us walking onto a jet. And that is when the work begins. And endless work is going to be my life for the coming years. And I hope that a lot of you are part of the journey. I hope I get to meet you in person. I hope you come to the speaking events. I hope you all get monumentally wealthy. I hope you get rich from all of the things I'm doing.
I'll say this as many times as I have to. Tate's Daddy World Tour is an impossible, fraudulent lie. An extradition to the UK was approved for both Andrew and Tristan back in March. Even if the Romanian case was dismissed, they would immediately be rearrested and flown to the UK. As for the pump of Daddy coin to celebrate Tate being free, as you can see in the aftermath, it immediately crashed. Oh no, if only literally anyone could have predicted this. There are going to be a lot of upset little boys when they learn that the case was not dismissed and Tate is due back in court on December 10th. Which brings me to any of the remaining supporters of Andrew Tate that have survived this far through the video. It is time to gain your self-respect. Stop tolerating being constantly lied to and scammed. You can do it.